I'm 79 years old. My name is Gene. And I'm going to tell you something I've never said out loud to another living person. Not my kids, not my doctor, nobody. I have no friends left, not one. Not a single person I could call right now on a Tuesday afternoon, just to talk. Not one man who would notice if I didn't show up somewhere. I have a phone full of numbers, and not one of them is a friend. Now, before you feel sorry for me, don't. Because this isn't bad luck. This isn't the world being cruel to an old man. I did this to myself, slowly and with both hands, over about 40 years. And I'm telling you, a stranger, because I'm running out of time to be useful to anybody. And there is a chance, a real one, that you are doing the exact same thing to yourself right now. And you can't feel it yet. I could. Let me tell you the day I finally felt it, this past spring. I had to go in for a colonoscopy. Routine. Nothing dramatic. But they put you under for it just enough, and there's a rule. They will not let you drive yourself home. They won't even let you leave alone. Someone has to drive you home and sign you out, like you're a package. So I'm sitting in the prep room in one of those paper gowns, and the nurse, kind girl, maybe 30, she's got her clipboard, and she says, "And who's picking you up today, Mr. Markham?" And I opened my mouth, and nothing came out. I went through my phone right there on the gurney, scrolling. My doctor, the pharmacy, a plumber, my son, 3 states away, my daughter. She'd have come, but she'd have worried and made it a whole thing, and I couldn't. Marie's number, still in there. I can't delete it, and I scrolled and I scrolled, and there was nobody. 79 years on this earth, and there was not one name I could press. I paid for a medical car service, $80. The nurse looked at me when I told her, and I will never forget her face. It wasn't unkind. It was pity. That was the day I knew. So how does a man get to 79 with no one to drive him home? I'll tell you, because it's not what you think. I wasn't a hermit. I wasn't unpleasant. Ask anybody who knew me. Gene Markham was a friendly guy, knew everybody at the shop, waved at the neighbors, firm handshake, remembered your kids' names. That was the trap. I was friendly to 100 people and a friend to none of them. Here's the difference, and it took me 79 years to learn it. Being friendly is something you do in the moment. Being a friend is something you build over years. And building takes time you have to actually spend. You have to show up, again and again, to the boring thing, the Thursday thing. The thing you don't feel like going to. And I always had a reason not to. For 30 years there was Thursday poker. Dale, Ernie, Cliff, a few others. Same kitchen table, same cheap chips. And starting somewhere in my 50s, I began to skip. Work ran late. I was tired. Marie had something planned. Tell the boys I'll catch the next one. I meant it every time. I really did mean to catch the next one. I want you to hear that. I never decided to lose my friends. I never had a falling out. There was no fight. I just didn't go. This week, then the next week, then a month. You don't quit your friendships. You postpone them to death. There was a man who tried to warn me. There's always one. You just have to be listening, and I wasn't. Cliff Brennan. My foreman at the shop for 20 years. Cliff was maybe 15 years older than me, and the man had friends, a whole life of them. Sunday breakfast with the same 4 guys for decades. He'd remember a man's surgery and call him the morning of it. When Cliff threw out his back, there were 3 trucks in his driveway by noon, unasked. One Thursday, I'd skipped poker 3 weeks running. Cliff caught me at my truck in the lot, and he didn't lecture me. Cliff wasn't like that. He just said, "You weren't at the table again." I gave him my reasons. Work, tired, you know. And he looked at me and he said something I have carried for 40 years and ignored for 39 of them. He said, "A man doesn't lose his friends all at once, Gene. He cancels on them, one Tuesday at a time." I laughed. I said, "I'll be there next week, Cliff." I wasn't. Cliff died in 2009. And I want you to picture this because it's the whole point. The church was full. Standing room, men his age, which is no small thing because most of their friends are gone by then. Cliff still had his. He'd built them. One Tuesday at a time, the other direction. Now, I can hear some of you. I can hear you because it's the same thing I said for 40 years. "Gene, I don't have time for that. I've got work. I've got kids. I've got a marriage, a mortgage, a mother, and a home. I don't have a free Tuesday." You're right. I don't know your life. I'm not telling you to quit anything, but I'll tell you the lie inside that excuse because it ran my whole life. The lie is that friendship is a luxury. Something you'll get to once the important things are handled. Once it calms down. Once you retire. Here's the truth they don't tell you. It never calms down. And the day you retire, you don't suddenly get your friends back. You just find out they're gone, and the muscles you'd need to make new ones. Calling somebody. Showing up, being the one who reaches out first. Those have gone soft from 40 years of not using them. I thought I was being responsible. I was just being alone in installments and paying for it later, all at once. And there's one more piece. And this one's for the married men especially, the ones who think they're fine. I wasn't lonely for 50 years. You know why? Marie, my wife, did all of it. Every card we ever sent, she signed both our names. Every dinner with another couple she set up. Every friend we had, really, was a friend she made and let me stand next to. When somebody was in the hospital, Marie knew and Marie went, and I came along. I thought that meant I had friends. I didn't. I had Marie, and Marie had friends. And I was a guest in her social life for 50 years and called it mine. Marie died 3 years ago, spring of 2023. And it wasn't just that I lost my wife, though God knows that was the floor falling out. It's that when she went, I found out she'd been the only thing standing between me and a silence I had built myself, brick by brick, over half a century. The casseroles came for about 2 weeks. Then the calls stopped, because the calls were never really for me. I sat in that house and the phone did not ring, and I finally understood what Cliff had been trying to tell me at my truck 40 years before. By then, there was almost nobody left to call. So here's the whole thing, the thing I'd put on a poster if I were the poster type. I had 100 acquaintances and not one 2 in the morning friend. You know the kind I mean, the 2 in the morning friend. The one you can call when it's dark and it's bad and you can't say why, and they pick up and they don't fix it and they don't need you to explain. They just stay on the line. I had nobody in that chair, and the cruel part is I used to. Dale Foster was that man for me once. Navy, then 30 years of Thursdays. My best friend on this earth. And I let him drift. One skipped Thursday at a time, same as all of them. Dale died in 2019, and I didn't find out at a hospital or from a call, or at his bedside, where I should have been. I found out 3 weeks late, from the newspaper, the obituary section, over my coffee. My best friend had been dead for 3 weeks, and the world hadn't thought to tell me because the world no longer knew I was his friend. I'd resigned the position years before, one Tuesday at a time. Now, I didn't make this video to leave you in a hole, because I climbed part way out of mine, and if a 79-year-old fool can, anybody can. After that day in the paper gown, I decided I was done being pitiable. And I want to tell you exactly what I did, because none of it was big. And that's the point. First thing, I called Ernie from the old poker table. Last one of us still above ground, far as I knew. Hadn't spoken in maybe 12 years. My hands were actually shaking, dialing it, which tells you how soft that muscle had gotten. He picked up, and the first thing I did was apologize. I said, "Ernie, I disappeared on you boys, and it was wrong, and I'm sorry." Long quiet. Then he said, "Gene, you want to come over Thursday? I still got the chips." I went. There's 3 of us now. We play for nickels. It is the best night of my week. Then I made myself a rule. Same diner, every Saturday, 7 a.m., same counter seat. I learned the regulars' names. Took about 2 months before one of them saved my seat. That's a friendship now, started over scrambled eggs at 79. And I called Ruth, Dale's widow, to say what I should have said at a funeral I didn't even know about. We have lunch the first Sunday of the month. We talk about Dale. It's something. None of that was hard. It was just humbling, and I should have done it 40 years ago. So here's what I'm asking you. And I don't ask for me. I'm fine now. Fixed enough. I ask for you. There is a person you've been meaning to call. You already know who it is. The name came into your head 30 seconds ago while I was talking. An old friend. A brother you drifted from. The guy who used to be your best man. You've been telling yourself you'll call him when it calms down, when you're less busy, when you can think of a good reason. You don't need a reason. I was thinking about you is the reason. It's been too long is the reason. Call him. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow is where friendships go to die. Today, this afternoon. While you can still hear an old man telling you it matters more than almost anything you'll do this week. And if he doesn't pick up, leave the message anyway, and then call again next week. That's it. That's the whole secret. You just have to be the one who calls. I'm 79 years old. I don't know how many Thursdays I've got left at Ernie's table. Not a lot, statistically, but I'll tell you, every one of them is worth more to me than the 40 years of poker nights I skipped to go home and watch television by myself. I can't get those years back. I can't call Dale. That door's shut, and I shut it. But you've still got your hand on the door. It's open. There's a person on the other side of it wondering quietly why you stopped coming around. Go knock. Today. If anything I said landed on you, if a name came to mind and your chest got tight, do me one favor. Don't just nod and move on. That's what I did for 40 years. Share this with the friend you've been meaning to call. Send it to him as the message. And down in the comments, tell me the name of the person you're going to call this week. Just the first name. I read everyone, and I'll be rooting for you. I'm Gene. Thanks for sitting with me.